Okay? Real talk. Some countries are flat out dangerous right now. I don't mean kind of sketchy. I mean conflict, gangs, or collapse that can ruin your life in a heartbeat. Hi, Advent Traveler here back again. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 places where people are facing extreme risks in 2025, why they're dangerous, and what to do if you're thinking about travel or relocation. Stay tuned, and please check the official travel advisories in the description before making any plans. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive right in. Why it's dangerous. Afghanistan remains one of the world's most perilous places due to ongoing armed conflict, frequent terrorist attacks, and widespread instability. The collapse of basic services means hospitals are often empty or under-resourced, and many people struggle to access food, water, and electricity. Daily life is extremely risky. Kidnapping, wrongful detention, and limited medical support are common. Violent clashes between protesters and security forces erupt frequently, and even routine activities can be life-threatening. Border regions are especially dangerous, with military checkpoints, landmines, and refugees fleeing violence. If you're near conflict zones, evacuation and diplomatic assistance are extremely limited, making escape nearly impossible. Schools and homes have been destroyed, families are forced to hide in shelters, and Taliban patrols in rural areas add to the constant threat. For travelers and locals alike, Afghanistan in 2025 is a place where danger is never far away. Why it's dangerous. Somalia remains one of the world's most hazardous places in 2025. Persistent terror attacks by groups like Al-Shabaab, ongoing clan violence, rampant piracy along the coast, and weak state control make large swathes of the country effectively unsafe for locals and foreigners alike. Attacks on infrastructure and airports have continued into 2025. Bombings and armed assaults frequently target public spaces, hotels, and government buildings. Basic consular help is limited, and embassies often close without warning after major incidents. In 2024, several aid convoys were ambushed and foreign workers kidnapped for ransom. Piracy remains a threat to ships off the Somali coast, with hijackings still reported. Don't go unless you have a mission-critical reason and top security prep. Yemen is one of the world's most dangerous places due to ongoing conflict, terrorism, and landmines. Cities are devastated, and daily life is extremely hazardous for civilians. The ongoing war has left the country in ruins, with infrastructure destroyed and essential services disrupted. The humanitarian crisis is severe, health systems are shattered, and millions lack food, water, and medicine. Aid is hard to deliver and travel is strongly discouraged. Yemen's situation is a stark warning of the dangers of war. The international community continues to call for peace, but the path to recovery remains uncertain. Despite efforts from international aid organizations, the situation remains dire. Refugee camps are overcrowded, and resources are stretched thin. The resilience of the Yemeni people is remarkable, but they need urgent help to survive and rebuild their lives. Why is Haiti so dangerous right now? It comes down to insecurity and the grip of armed gangs. Gang control has taken over entire neighborhoods, especially in Port-au-Prince, where rival groups fight for territory and power. This has led to a surge in kidnappings, violent crime, and extortion. Ordinary people are often caught in the crossfire. Public services are collapsing. Government offices are abandoned, and basic infrastructure is neglected or destroyed. Hospitals and NGOs have pulled back or shut down, unable to guarantee staff safety. Even emergency care is hard to find. Many roads are blocked by barricades or controlled by armed checkpoints, making movement nearly impossible. The humanitarian crisis is massive. Relief camps are overcrowded, and aid workers face constant threats. Tourism has vanished, and even locals are fleeing if they can. For now, daily life is a struggle for survival. Many families shelter in schools or churches, hoping to avoid violence. Nights are often filled with the sound of gunfire. Venezuela, once celebrated for its vibrant culture and natural beauty, is now facing a crisis that makes it one of the most dangerous places to visit in 2025. The country struggles with extremely high levels of violent crime, armed robberies, assaults, and frequent kidnappings, even in broad daylight and in major cities. Severe shortages of basic essentials make daily life even harder. Supermarket shelves are often empty, and people wait in long lines for food, medicine, or fuel. Even basics like bread and milk can be hard to find. These shortages have fueled a black market, where prices are sky-high and scams are common. Many families are forced to barter or trade for what they need. Border areas are especially risky, with rampant smuggling and trafficking. Travelers can easily get caught up in these dangerous situations. Even daily routines can be risky. Muggings and thefts are common, and a police presence doesn't always guarantee safety. If you're considering a visit, plan with extreme caution, check travel advisories, avoid risky areas, and always have a backup plan. Why it's dangerous. Years of civil war, relentless airstrikes, and ongoing violence have devastated Syria, leaving entire cities in ruins and millions displaced. Terrorism, shifting front lines, and fragmented control of territory have made the country extremely unstable, with various groups vying for power. Some regions remain active conflict zones, where clashes between government forces, rebels, and extremist groups erupt without warning. Infrastructure is shattered. Roads, bridges, and hospitals are often destroyed or barely functioning, making daily life and emergency care extremely difficult. In 2024, renewed clashes in the north and ongoing airstrikes have forced even more people to flee, while humanitarian aid struggles to reach those in need. With unpredictable violence, closed borders, and a dire humanitarian crisis, Syria remains a do-not-travel environment for 2025. Why it's dangerous. The Democratic Republic of the Congo faces relentless instability, especially in the east, where dozens of armed groups operate with little warning. Clashes between militias, government forces, and even foreign fighters erupt frequently, putting civilians at constant risk. Periodic population displacements are common, with entire communities forced to flee overnight. Humanitarian access is often restricted due to ongoing violence, making it extremely difficult to deliver aid. If you're in or near conflict-affected provinces, the risk is extremely high. Travel is strongly discouraged. Why it's dangerous. South Sudan remains gripped by armed conflict, intercommunal violence, and widespread criminal insecurity, all of which continue to threaten civilians and disrupt daily life. Kidnapping, ambushes, and armed attacks on roads are real risks, especially for travelers and aid workers. Basic services like healthcare, education, and access to clean water are unstable or unavailable in many regions, leaving communities vulnerable. Most governments strongly advise against non-essential travel to South Sudan due to the ongoing instability and unpredictable security situation. All right, that's the list. Tough stuff, I know. I made this to give you real, honest context, not to scaremong. If you're planning to travel or move, and please be careful out there. Drop a comment if you want me to make a follow-up about safe alternatives or how to prepare for risky assignments. Hit subscribe and share this with anyone who's planning a big trip. It could save someone a lot of trouble. I see you all in the next video.